So the new season of Weeds has come on, and a brand new spanking series, The Big C, have come on to Showtime. And me being a big Showtime fanboy as I am, or rather I'm more of a fanboy of Weeds and Tudors, although I haven't even watched enough of Tudors to really say. What I have seen of Tudors is so mesmerizing that I would suggest anybody who is a fan of historical pieces with a lot of sex and the occasional graphic violence to go check it out. The sex isn't really necessary, but, you know, it's Showtime. They have to throw in the jiggling breasts or random sex scenes in there just because, you know, that's their audience for some reason. I actually heard a story a while back, getting off topic here, but, you know, it's off topic, with Stargate SG-1. When it was originally first on Showtime, during the pilot episode, Showtime actually requested that they put in a graphic nude scene, full frontal, within the episode. No real reason for it to be there. The producers didn't even really agree with it to begin with, but there it is. So they've been known to kind of, you know, be kind of hackney that way. But their programming is so good that it's forgivable. I mean, you have shows like Dexter, Weeds, now The Big C, which I'm going to start talking about now since, you know, not a lot of you have seen Weeds, and so I can't really go into too much details about that particular show since it's been on for about 5 seasons without boring some of you to death. But The Big C is brand new, so some of you will be able to appreciate my first impressions of the series. I actually love it. I love the first episode as it came on. I actually liked it better than the new season of Weeds, the first episode anyways, which was a bit of a disappointment. We'll get to that later. Basically, it stars a character played by Laura Linney, who, you know, lots of you know is a famous television actress. And basically, she just figured out that she has cancer. She hasn't told her husband about it yet, and she's just coming to grips with it in her own way. And really, what's so saddening about this show, and also hilarious about it, is suddenly she's taking charge of her life and really starting to live her life in a way that she had never done before. Now that she knows that, she might die, she's all of a sudden looking around and seeing all these missed opportunities for fun and excitement, basically. And she makes buddies with the neighbor next door in the worst way possible. And her son is a complete lunatic and plays horrible, horrible, horrifying practical jokes on her. It's really funny. It's very witty in the sort of way that these sorts of Showtime shows normally are. The dialogue is actually very back and forth and flippant. They play off of each other very naturally. It's almost hard to believe that, you know, when these shows first start up, you know, these people haven't been acting around each other for years and years. There always seems to be this chemistry, this spark to Showtime comedies that you don't see a lot on normal television, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And lots of people are probably going to point out all these examples of shows that I should watch. But honestly, Showtime seems to have, besides the graphic sex and the general crudeness of it all that they tend to throw in there, it's really a lot more mature, I guess, and pointed than much of the other programming is. And same thing with The Big C. You're taking a topic such as a woman that just realizes that she has cancer, and you're doing it in a unique, funny, and also poignant way. So I would highly recommend you check out this series before it, you know, disappears somewhere. And then that leads us to the opening of Weeds, which, honestly, here's the thing. Weeds is a series that started off fantastically. And then from that starting point on, the first 2 seasons were phenomenal television. I would say some of the best comedy that you could possibly watch. And then it starts going up and down from there. You can't really tell where the show is going, and there's always an interest to keep watching. But sometimes it gets so ridiculous that you're just kind of staring at it going, okay, this couldn't possibly happen within any sort of reality. It's about this mother who decides to become a drug dealer. Or at least that's how it starts out. And from this, her just selling weed, she ends up getting involved with all these black market sort of deals, and she starts getting involved with really horrible people, and the whole thing just goes downhill from there. To go through the entire history of Weeds would be spending, I think, probably like 3 videos explaining what exactly is going on. But the disappointment with this particular season opening, which is the disappointment that has always happened with Weeds, is that you'll have a season finale, which leaves it open to so many new things happening, and you're going, oh my god, what's going to happen next? So that when you get to the next season's opening, it's always disappointing how they resolve it. In this particular case, they're basically having to run away again from the life that they had set up because something horrific has happened. But the way in which they do it is so casual and so sort of off the cuff that it really feels a bit anticlimactic when you've been waiting months and months for the new season to come on, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like, yeah, we're just going to leave like a lot of this stuff that we had developed before behind to start off a new funny scenario, which is fine because it's still rather cutely done with the one-liners and the way that the characters play off of each other. Like, the quality of the actual dialogue is still very good. It's just that you can't help but feel, okay, maybe they should have structured the particular story arcs a bit more, because now it's starting to feel a little bit like they're just making it up as they go along, which is forgivable because it's amusing, but for some of us who have been watching the show from the very beginning, it can be a little bit of a letdown. So just in general, guys, if you're really into something along these lines, check out Weeds on Netflix streaming. I highly recommend checking out the entire series, and if you have Showtime, watch The Big C as it's coming out. I will guarantee you that it'll be worth your time. And this seems unusual since I'm always talking about anime or whatever, but, you know, it's good to watch things with real people every so often that isn't infected with moe, so peace.